Am I the asshole for wanting nothing to do with my friend after she lost her baby? Update. What you looking at? You already know where to go when you need a refresher or if you don't remember the first part of the story. I just spoke to her. We were supposed to meet face to face this weekend, but both my kid and I got quite sick, so I had to postpone on seeing her. She, on the other hand, didn't really want to wait and wanted to know what I wanted to talk about. I really tried not talking about this over the phone, but she didn't really want to let it go. I have to admit, I did come off a bit stronger than I was planning to. I guess it was just all the built-up anger and sadness. She didn't take it well. She said that her whole life she's always felt like I was trying to outshine her or trying to make things about myself, as what I'm doing now, according to her. What? So she didn't tell you about her pregnancy because she thought you were going to make her pregnancy about you? Okay, well, I can't wait to hear about this. I asked her to name some examples where I was trying to do that because I was confused. Maybe I do this without realizing it. She couldn't name any situation that was convincing. She came with the example that at her own wedding, I was so extremely present. What does that mean? What does that mean? She felt like it was more about me than about her. I asked her to explain how that happened because honestly, we chose my dress together. I wasn't even wowed by it, but she liked it a lot, so I wore what she preferred. I didn't interfere with the wedding planning at all, unless she explicitly asked me. And even when she did, my usual answer was, you should discuss this with your husband and decide together. During the wedding, her whole family kept coming to me for questions or to get things done, as if I was the paid wedding planner. I didn't ask for this, nor did I want to do it. But if I'm needed to help with things, then I'll help. By the way, this made me more annoyed because I really just wanted to enjoy the wedding, but instead, I was running here and there trying to get things done. Yes, I did have a funny video prepared the day before the wedding. Her family did love it, but she did that for me too, and I legit took a few minutes. To be honest, I hate doing these things because I'm quite introverted, but she had done something like this for me as well, and I didn't want her to feel like she wasn't important enough. Anyways, basically, she was annoyed that her family, most who had flew in overseas, were praising me. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? She didn't say this specifically, but that's what I could understand from what she was saying. I asked her for any other examples where I'm making things about me. I told her, I'm not mad. I genuinely want to know and better myself, because if I'm doing it, it's definitely not on purpose, but at least I need to be aware of it. She couldn't come up with any other examples except for repeating that I'm doing it right now. Her words, I lost a child and you still find a way to make it about you. Really? This is the person that wiped your ass, fed you food, dressed your naked ass, and slept in your bed with you. None of this is her making it about herself. Honestly, I was truly hoping that I would come into this update and be told that I was wrong, that all the assumptions that I made were wrong. But no, this girl is not your friend. And honestly, I highly doubt she ever was. I told her I'm not making it about me, but I'm just trying to understand why I wasn't aware of the baby existing for a full 7 months and her hiding it while we were talking on a daily basis. Her reply basically, I don't have to explain myself to you. The world doesn't revolve around you. That's insane. That's insane because you're expecting me to ignore my issues because you lost a child. Yes, it's sad, but baby, unfortunately, the world is going to continue to spin. The world is going to continue to spin. Also, I don't have to explain myself to you. It's only something that people that know that they are wrong and have no excuse say. This girl is not your friend. She was screaming most of the time, so it was honestly hard to hear what she was saying. I said something like, if I was always making it about me, I wouldn't be taking care of you for weeks without even asking a question. Her response was, how disgusting are you to help me and then later on use that against me? Nobody forced you to do that. I wish you hadn't, honestly, because you're throwing it in my face now. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. She's not even gaslighting me and she's pissing me off. The way that she literally just flipped that on you so fucking fast. You said you were on the phone, girl. I would have hung up. I would have hung up. She's already told you everything that you need to fucking know. She's not your friend. A lot more was said. Well, actually screamed. I won't make myself look like a saint. I will admit that I really lost my shit when I heard her talking to me in such a belittling, aggressive way. So I definitely also called her nasty names, period. I'm proud of you. I am proud of you. We do not let people talk out the side of their fucking neck to us because they think they can. I'm proud of you. I really had hoped that it could have been a healthy and calm conversation. It's still not clear to me why she had to hide it from me, because her reasoning was just not reasoning. Baby, honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to reach and say she was holding on to some type of resentment towards you for a very long time. A very long time. Hell, it could have been just pure jealousy. Whatever it is. I don't know her. I don't know you. But bitches is always jealous about fucking something. She held on to resentment for something. And decided that now was the perfect time to start moving fucking weird so she can blame it on you. Let her go, babe. This girl is not your friend. This girl is a professional, a expert at making herself the fucking victim. She said, and I quote, that her whole life she always felt like I was always trying to outshine her and make things about myself. But the only example she could come up with was her wedding day. Oh, and right now, you're doing it right now. I would not want this girl in my life either. You are much better off without her. Okay, so OP added more information, basically saying the girl was way more codependent on her than OP was, that she involved OP in almost every decision that she made. Even though 99% of the time, OP would try to push her back to go talk to your husband. Talk to your partner about this. Shit like that. And while OP says she does not know what the reasoning is, she doesn't think she'll ever know. She does know. She doesn't want anything to do with her anymore. She's a bit creeped out and upset thinking about how low her friend supposedly thinks of her. So they're no longer going to be friends as of this point. She also said that if there is an update, she'll come back and let us know, but she highly doubts she'll ever speak again. As someone that has mourned the loss of more than a few friendships, I am so sorry, because I know the heartbreaking pain that you are going through. I know how it feels to come to the realization that someone you thought was your friend thinks so lowly of you. I am so sorry, my love, but I do want to tell you it does get better. It does. It is absolutely okay to mourn the friendship you thought you had. You will find your person eventually. Am I the asshole for calling my sister-in-law gross? I, 29 female, and my husband, 30 male, have been married for a little over 3 months. My sister-in-law, 28 female, has always been supportive of our relationship until he proposed to me. Ever since then, she's been making comments about how I don't fit their family or how he deserves more than that. I always shrug it off even though their family adores me and my husband always asks her to stop. A bit of backstory. My sister-in-law and I used to be best friends until 8th grade, before I moved away and we lost touch eventually. My husband was adopted by her parents when she was 7 or 8, so they were pretty close growing up. I used to see him in passing, just a little high and by, but that was all. After I started college, I saw him again. We decided to talk, eventually started dating, fell in love, and now we're married. She was thrilled when we started dating. Is she in love with her brother? Because she always supported your relationship. She was thrilled when you started dating. But the moment that he proposed and it's clear that you're not going anywhere, all of a sudden you don't fit the family and he deserves better. Did she think that eventually he was going to come and propose to her? Back to the incident. Last month at a family gathering, she kept making passive-aggressive comments. My husband was on the edge the entire time, and she finally said that she thinks, quote, she thinks I look like a whore with how I dress. He snapped and they had an argument. Both of us left after that. After this incident, her best friend reached out all of a sudden and sent us some screenshots of their text messages where my sister-in-law had told her the same things. Some other things stood out to me though. Those were, he's so handsome and sexy, why would he settle for a nerd like her? Do you think he's big? He's so my type, I don't get why there's no one available just like him. And he's the best man alive. Why could he not marry someone like me? No, baby, you're absolutely not the asshole. She's talking like this about her brother. Her brother. She is fucking gross. When I showed the messages to my husband, I tried to say maybe she was being protective, but he was weirded out about those comments too, and he couldn't really say anything about the big comment. We decided we'd talk to her in person, but whenever we tried to talk to her, she'd either shrug it off or cancel plans. So we chose the hard way, and we decided to bring it up at our next family dinner. Last week, we showed her the text messages, and we asked her to explain them. It was almost a back and forth of, I'm just trying to save you trouble, you deserve better. I finally snapped and said, you're so gross for even talking about your brother like that, no matter what your intentions were. My husband said I would be disgusted if those were said the way that I think they were. At this point, she lost it. She started sobbing and accusing me of turning my husband against her. No, the fact that you're being weird is turning your brother against you. Nobody wants to be around someone that is their sister and then find out they are thinking and saying these things about them. I wouldn't want to be around you either, baby. This is all your actions that's doing this. My husband took my side and we left the dinner soon after. Both his parents and now relatives have been telling us that we overreacted and were assholes for twisting her words. Fucking how? How in the hell could you have twisted, do you think he's big? She wasn't talking about his height. She wasn't talking about his weight because we can see that. What the fuck was she talking about? There's no way to twist this shit. It was exactly what the fuck we think it is. I never thought of things like that, but ever since those messages, my husband and I did note that she never really dated for long or stayed in any long-term relationships. Most of them were flings and every single one of them were eerily similar to my husband. We used to think she just had a type, but it feels completely different now. Even as a teenager, she used to make him cancel his dates, saying she needed him due to her mental health, but she always refused therapy when offered. But my husband has always been the protective older brother. She even tried to get into the same college as him, saying that she can just move in with him. He lived in a studio apartment, but she couldn't get into the college. Then we started dating. She did sometimes crash our dates or have sudden emergencies whenever we had plans. Sorry if I messed up in the writing. It's my first time. I just need some opinions and someone to tell me that I'm not crazy or overthinking it. No, baby, you're absolutely not the asshole. You're not overreacting. You didn't twist her words and you're definitely not overthinking it. You know what the fuck you saw. You can tell simply by her fucking reaction that what you guys think is exactly that. Her family also knows whether they've seen the signs before and they're choosing to ignore it. But right now, with the shit in front of them, they know that she does not see that man as her brother. You're not wrong. You guys are not wrong. My opinion, I think you 100% need to share the screenshots with the family because your sister-in-law is in love with your husband. And it's a possibility. It may be a small possibility that they are not aware of exactly what the fuck she was saying because how the hell do you twist, do you think he's big? Bitch, I know what the fuck you were talking about and you know that I know what the fuck you were talking about. Girl, you need to share the messages. Share them with everybody. Am I the asshole for doing a group Halloween costume with my stepdaughters that their mother doesn't approve of? Update. Y'all already know the drill. If you need a refresher or you don't remember the story, go to the caption and the first part of the story is linked there. There's also a trigger warning for the update. There will be mentions of miscarriages, so if that's not something that you want to listen to, something that is too hard for you to hear, feel free to scroll on and we'll see you in the next story. Halloween is officially over and I thought I'd give an update before I forgot. Things came to a bit of a head on one of the girls' visits before Halloween. I pulled their mother aside to talk about Halloween. I told her that I understood she might have mixed feelings about this, but the girls wanted it, and I didn't want to let them down. Besides, it was their father's holiday, and he was in charge of the costumes as per their agreement. I asked her if there's anything I could do to make this more tolerable for her, as this wasn't doing the girls any favors. She ended up telling me that no, there was nothing I could do as she didn't approve of it at all, as it wasn't appropriate for me to do a group costume with them, as I'm only their stepmother. That's what makes it even more fucking appropriate. She's playing the stepmother in the fucking movie. This lady is just jealous. I know we already came to that conclusion in the last part, but I just had to point it out again. Even if I've been in their life for 7 years at this point, it was still inappropriate in her eyes. She then suggested I only wanted to do this in the first place because I'm using her daughters as a filler as I've been unable to have my own children. This woman's a bitch. That's disrespectful as fuck. This got to me. I've had 3 miscarriages over my marriage, one of which the girls know about, and by extension, their mother, as we thought I was past the danger point when we told them. I told her she was being ridiculous and I wasn't going to talk to her about this anymore. After the girls left, I broke down crying a little, as having my miscarriages thrown in my face like that hurt, and the implication that I only wanted to be close to the girls because I couldn't have my own children was so wrong. When my husband found out what she said to me, he ended up calling her and asking her where she got off being so cruel. He also made it clear she's not to call me anymore and that all contact is to go through him. We got the costumes ready and we were prepared for Halloween. She dropped the girls off and informed us that one of them had a cold and she didn't want them out in the cold as it might make it worse. She seemed kind of pleased, like this would put an end to our plans. When she left, they tried to insist that they were okay to go out, even though they were sick, but we weren't about to risk making them even more ill. So my husband and I came up with another plan. We all got dressed up in our costumes, of course. We ordered pizza and we watched movies. All 4 of us greeted any trick-or-treaters so our costumes could be seen. We also filled a tub with water and had a bobbing for apples competition. It wasn't the night we planned originally, but all in all, it was an enjoyable one, despite the little hitch. But that's raising kids, though. Thank you, everyone, for all your feedback. I hope you all had a wonderful Halloween. OP, your husband's ex is an evil, jealous, bitter bitch of a woman. She really is, because only scum of the earth will throw a woman's miscarriage in her face like that, and I am so sorry. I absolutely love the way this turned out. I do. Even though we all wanted you guys to take those babies trick-or-treating dressed up as their favorite movie, I love that you and your husband made this enjoyable for them despite the fact that one of them was sick. This is going to be a core memory for them. They will never forget about the time they dressed up as their favorite movie and went bobbing for apples in the bathtub. They're never going to forget this. I love this for you guys. I just know that mom is going to have a fucking conniption because they're going to go home and they're going to talk about this for the next week and a half. I love that for her.